Hi, I'm Azure, and this is called Glass. Prologue. Darkness. From the night, a sound is heard. Oh, again and again. A soundscape grows. It layers on itself and builds into a crescendo of primordial sound. Lights come up. Two dimly lit figures, Mort and Vita, one dressed from head to toe in black, the other in white, stand on separate intersecting roads. They walk toward one another and finally meet at the crossroads and stop, facing off. Silently, they reach an agreement. Nod, then exit. Lights change. Lightning strikes. Wind sighs, water drips, sand moves. A ramshackle cafe erects itself in the middle of the desert. Lights down. Part 1, Scene 1.1. Lights come up on an old and slightly dusty cafe in the desert. Inside is a bar, well-worn with stools the shape of mushrooms. A few elderly booths hug the walls, and a handful of tables fill the room. Behind the bar, in front of a warped mirror, stands a large, gleaming cathedral radio and a beaten gramophone. Josephine Baker's Bye Bye Blackbird plays on the gramophone, and Spider, dressed in his trademark grays and whites, dances around the cafe, polishing counters and whistling along with the music. Woman enters and looks around, a bit confused. Spider tosses his towel over his shoulder as he turns to address her.
What can I help you with, little lady?
Oh, I was told to come here. I'm meeting somebody, I think. Do I just sit anywhere?
Anywhere you please.
Woman heads for the counter.
Oh, just maybe away from the counter a bit. I'm expecting someone soon, and they're not really the sort you want to.
Suddenly, the lights in the cafe brighten, and the music changes to the high-pitched whines of string instruments. All plant life in the cafe, wilted flowers and scrawny potted plants, stands up a little taller. The saloon-style swinging doors of the cafe blow open, and Vita glides in, a figure dressed from head to toe in light colors. Hello, I think we're supposed to... Without uttering a word, Vita stops just behind the woman. She raises her hand and pushes the woman on the back. The woman folds in half, bending at the waist. She hangs limp, and then, as Vita raises her hand back up to shoulder level, the woman stands up very straight and begins laughing uproariously. Vita signs a flowing figure 8 in the air with her hand, then drops her arm to her side. The woman remains upright and attentive, still laughing. Satisfied, Vita glides over to the bar and sits down on a stool. The woman moves in sync with her and takes the seat next to Vita. Spider walks over to them with the speed of a man with 8 feet, then leans seductively on the countertop. As Vita speaks, her mouth doesn't move. Instead, all of her words come from woman's mouth. You will have to excuse me, Spider. Every link does this the first time around. It grows tedious after some time.
I'm tickled to see you, Vita. Thrilled, really. But now's not really a good time for us to... I thought we'd meet outside the cafe and talk about this in a place that's not so public. See what I'm saying?
But here I stand, and so far off the beaten path. It would be quite inhospitable of you to put me off now, would it not? And you would not want to offend me, would you, Spider? Spider opens his mouth. No, I thought not. Spider closes his mouth. We will do this now. You have what I sent for, yes? Vita raises her hand somewhat threateningly.
You know I deliver. Name just one thing. I've let you down since the very beginning. Just one.
Vita places both hands on the bar in front of her. Woman stays where she is. After a moment, Vita flips over her hand and waits. Well... Spider backs up and begins to poke around behind the bar.
Right, let me just find it for you. Don't worry now, it's around here somewhere.
Spider stands up holding an old rusty coffee can in his hands and blows the dust off of it. He removes its lid and draws from inside of it a small sack made of fine, supple fabric.
Here, exactly what you asked for, yes?
We shall see. Vita opens the sack and removes a brilliant branching piece of glass, approximately 5 inches long. Vita slips the piece of glass into her pocket.
It was easy once I caught up with her. See, she ran. Oh yeah, she ran. But in the end, it's a mighty difficult to outpace a spider. If you ask me, when it comes down to it, I think she was happy to be rid of the damn thing. Why, if she hadn't taken off like that, she might have made it for a while without it.
You talk too much.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that's true. Say, did I ever tell you about all the time I spent in Morocco?
I have a proposal for you, Spider.
Ah, what's that?
One last job.
Oh, well, see, I was thinking that maybe I'd just retire after that last one. You know, dry out my boots. The cafe needs me, and well, none of us are as young as we used to be, now are we?
You know I wasn't asking. Come now, Spider, no need for sighing. Just one more job.
Sorry.
Then Spider says the last one.
The last one.
And Rita says, are you suggesting I lost count?
Now, I didn't say that. Just hard to believe after all these years.
That we could be at the deciding moment. Believe it. And that is why it is imperative that you do this right, whatever it takes. Or need I remind you of the consequences of failure?
You would...
Kill? No, that's not what I do. Far too messy. Not at all. But I am afraid that I'm a bit of a sore loser.
And nobody wants you to lose. But what do I do about him?
Mort.
Yeah. If he found out what we've been up to, if he knew what I've done.
Well, you know I cannot speak for him, but I think we are both quite familiar with his area of expertise. If I were you, I would never have gotten involved with him in the first place. But as it stands, you have done it. And now you're caught in the web of your own making. If he knew all, Mort would be displeased with you. Either way the pendulum swings, Spider, so you will accept this commission.
Yes.
Now, are things really so bad for you? Spider decides for once to keep his mouth shut. I believe in the motivating power of positive reinforcement, you know. After this job, there is the possibility of transformation.
Really? Oh, Vita, please don't play with me now.
I would never. Yes. Very good. Until soon, Spider. Vita stands up. Woman stands up. Spider covers his ears. Vita makes a motion like pulling her hand out of Woman's back, then brings her palms together and wipes them off of each other. Woman screams and slumps against the bar, panting. Vita turns and walks out of the swinging doors without a backward glance. The gramophone comes alive again and the music resumes. Spider rushes around the cafe, straightening chairs and rewiping the counter, attempting to remove any traces of his visitors. He steps back behind the bar, pulls out a bottle, and pours himself a drink. Then realizes that he's forgotten about Woman slumped at the bar. He comes around the counter towards her, and the music begins to crackle, then cuts out altogether, giving way to a subterranean hum. The lights dim, and the doors swing open, admitting Mort, dressed in deep grays and wearing a pair of soft leather gloves. Mort begins to speak, his mouth moving, but his voice coming from the cathedral radio. We're due for a serious talk.